Appreciate being invited here today to talk to you about something that's a bit of a different topic, I think, for you. This is really going to be focused on the people that utilize GIS in the healthcare setting. So here we are to talk about, my name's Charlie Jones. I'm the Manager of Customer Education and Change Management for Esri. We're going to talk about those two very topics, customer education and change management. So how many of you, when faced with a training opportunity for your employees, kind of experience this? We're just too busy. We don't have time. But as geospatial strategies are being executed and the technology changes rapidly, it's really imperative to keep your skills up to date, and particularly your staff skills. So Esri is known as your location for lifelong learning. We're really the authoritative source on education for ArcGIS and GIS workflows. We have training literally for every type of user, from foundational training where we get started to deep dive into spatial analysis, to really best practices around data collection and data management, as well as the important task of sharing and collaboration, cartography and its best practices, and workflow automation for efficiency. Where you can find a resource, and I'm hoping you're all aware of this, is at the Esri Academy. It's on our website. It's an exhaustive resource for you, free of charge, an Esri entitlement based on you purchasing maintenance from us. Within the catalog, though, there's some really unique things that I want you to be aware of. There's curated learning plans. So Esri curates them. They're customizable. You can curate them yourselves. You can develop learning plans based on the content that's within the Academy that's focused on the GIS roles within your organization. And they're very workflow specific. And just a quick search into the Academy on a topic that's current is COVID. So I just did a quick search, and here's what I found. There's 47 different resources, from learning plans to tutorials to videos to white papers. So exhaustive resources that can help you get up to speed on your use of the technology. And the most important resource for you is a consultant, Esri training consultants. They're available to you at any time you'd like. They can consult with you to help identify GIS roles within your organization, help you develop those core capabilities through training, and help you customize those learning plans that we just looked at. So I want to pivot and talk about a little deeper topic. This topic is about engaging the entire organization in GIS. So we've all been there when technology changes or somebody asks us to do something new. It's really hard. It's a change. And we know that. So today we're going to share challenges and ideas on how to engage the entire organization with the intent of accelerating adoption and utilization of GIS. So transformation is about driving adoption. ArcGIS adoption and organizational transformation fundamentally isn't about transforming your organization. It's really about engaging the people that work in it, often one at a time. So adoption through organization-wide engagement, it's about implementing your GIS strategy. Why are we modernizing? These are questions you should ask. What is the relationship with GIS with other departments across your enterprise? Do we have effective sponsorship? Is there leadership that's backing us? Have we created awareness and desire throughout the organization? And are we solving an organizational business objective? So engagement is really about focusing on people. Organizations thrive when they focus on people, and people thrive when they have a strategy and a plan. So there's many times these engagement efforts fail, and there's common reasons why that happens. It's really important to have engaged sponsorship at multiple levels throughout the organization who back the effort to transform, to deploy new technology, to change workflows, to inject new roles into an organization, whatever it may be. Employees' failure to see the new direction based on entrenched mental maps or emotional anchors, the old way is the better way, right? Well, we're going to try to get them to do it a new way, and we really need them to be informed as to why. Failure to move because people are not motivated to go from doing the wrong thing, which they previously thought was the right thing, to doing the right thing probably a little poorly at first. That's a challenging thing for people to do. Failure to finish because employees get tired and lost uh, basically due to lack of continued coaching and reinforcement. And interpersonal communications are lacking, and coaching skills for development in leaders are lacking. And leadership fails to create and sustain an agile and resilient culture. And we're going to talk about how we can address this and help you address this. So really 3 questions for you around driving GIS engagement. Think about it this way. What if every member of your organization would fully embrace and unleash the power of your geospatial strategy? What would that outcome look like for your business? And what teams and employees beyond your GIS team could provide positive impact to that strategy and that success? What makes an organization truly successful and able to confront new exponential change in market and business conditions? So there's really 3 factors, and they're human factors that determine success. Speed of adoption. How quickly can people effectively execute the new change elements and new processes? Ultimate utilization. How many of those employees of the total population are demonstrating buy-in? And they're actively utilizing the change elements. And then proficiency. How well are individuals performing compared to the level expected in the design of the change? So employee engagement increases adoption. Here's some stats from the experts. Allowing staff to contribute in planning. So upfront, allowing them to have input to the initiatives they'll be involved in results in organizations being 3.4 times more successful. So programs are 5.5 times more successful when everyone in the organization understands how their work relates to the overall vision. And successful organizations 4 times more likely to have people bought in to help their plan and their change plan than unsuccessful organizations. So I think the stats bear it out. So this is a typical approach. We all focus on the technology. So we want to move from current to future state. And we focus on designing and developing and delivering that technology towards a successful implementation. But many times we forget about the other part that's so important, and that's the people side. You have to get them to embrace and adopt and use to gain that realization for the results and successful outcomes that you're looking for. So there's a process behind this. There's an organization called ProSci. They are really the preeminent leaders in organizational change management. And they have a model called ADKAR. And I'm going to display it for you here. And what it stands for is awareness of the need to change. Are you driving that awareness? The way the employee would respond to that is, I kind of understand why. Desire is the next element. They desire to participate and support the change. And they'd say something like, I've decided to do this. Knowledge, obviously a key component of how to change. I know how to do this now. Ability to implement required skills and behaviors. So now I'm able to. And the last and really almost most important element of this model is reinforcement. So I'm being reinforced, I'm being coached, I'm being reminded a bit, and I may even be being corrected. But fact of the matter is I can sustain the change if I'm coached. So Esri Change Management, we have a small team of people. They're certified ProSci consultants. They're expert and experienced in helping customers execute their geospatial strategy. And they can bring these tools and methodologies to bear on your projects. And here's how we do it. We have a very flexible kind of ad hoc arrangement where we can provide adoption advisement and coaching. And it's really intended to provide customers flexible access to expertise and help refining a people-focused strategy. Through our thought leadership, tactical support, or coaching, we can elevate customers' implementation efforts. And some topics that we tend to cover in these ad hoc arrangements are things like, how is your executive sponsorship? Is it fully developed? Do you have all the people on the bus? Resistance management for line managers and supervisors. Are they prepared to meet resistance to the new change head on? Executive coaching. Sometimes when we find executive sponsors, they may need a little bit of our help to fully understand their role and the things that they should say which really gets to the next topic, which is communications and content review. So we can help develop a consistent communications plan that can be cascaded down through an organization that's really clear on why change and how to change. This is classic change management tactic. For a larger, more transformative implementation or project, we can provide strategic adoption consulting. And this is more formalized and structured. And it includes development and execution of a people-focused change management strategy. We consult with our customers, with you guys, to increase adoption outcomes for the technical implementations. We embrace a collaborative approach to develop impactful plans. We can collaborate on developing those plans, or we can develop them for you. They're all based on ProSize model. We work with our customers and other Esri teams and conduct assessments of current situations to gauge our customers' organizational readiness for change, and potential strategies that are developed through these tools and methodologies that we bring to the table. Our sponsorship roadmaps. We can look at all the people that potentially should be sponsors, and really, where do they stand? Are they on the bus? Are they maybe resisting? Or are they somewhere in a non-committal state? And do we need to have conversations with them about their need to sponsor the initiative? Resistance management recommendations, I mentioned those earlier. We can formalize that so that every line supervisor and manager knows that they have a resistance management plan that ties back to the initial geospatial strategy and communications plan. We've developed communications plans for many organizations that clearly state why change, why are we doing this, and how are we going to do this, and what's everybody's role in it. It's a very organized approach to making sure the message of change is clear throughout an organization. And workforce development plans, obviously, for training. We're going to have to address that knowledge and ability component of ADKAR. And our training consultants collaborate with our change consultants to help develop those plans. They can assess current needs, align training plans and learning plans to those individuals or those organizations that they can then execute on to hopefully accelerate their change. And coaching for increased change management skills. We can actually do one-on-one coaching or group coaching around the skills necessary to really effectively implement change. And then something that's actually really easy to do. We run workshops fairly regularly. They're on our public training schedule. If you go to the Esri Academy and look for Preparing for Change workshop, what you'll find is a 2-day event where organizations who are deploying ArcGIS capabilities can learn the tools and the methodologies of ProSci and change management, and then start to apply those in exercises where after 2 days, they're likely going to leave with a pretty good template of a change management plan. Probably not fully fleshed out, but they'll understand the tools and the methodologies. And then again, exercise and create some artifacts for them to leave with. It's a highly effective workshop. Many of our customers that take this workshop respond back to us that they were more effective when they got back to the operation at driving change through their implementation or initiative. And then we're just about to roll out some soft skills workshop because we've realized that some of our customers need these skills. These 4 workshops that you see down below are all based on multi-rater assessments that are conducted before the workshop and are shared during the workshop. And you'll understand why as I start to go through what the content is. These are all 1-day workshops. The first one is communicating and collaborating for ArcGIS success. This is really centered around understanding social styles, how people communicate and receive communications, and how through a more adept leadership approach to collaborating and communicating, you can be a more effective communicator. And again, very focused around geospatial. Building organizational agility and enabling change is really all about helping our customers move forward, how they can make their cultures more agile, how they can start to seek out change. Creating organizational and geospatial resiliency is really just the opposite. It's about being able to survive. It's being able to be resilient. It's being able to build cultures that can bounce back and bounce forward. And then the last one is really an executive-focused EQ geospatial leadership success session. And that's probably more of a one-on-one coaching effort or a small group. But these are coming probably in the second and third quarter of this year. and in addition to our change workshop. So I hope these are valuable resources for you, both Esri Education and Esri Change Management. My name's Charlie Jones. I can be easily found at charlesjones@esri.com, and my LinkedIn address is below. And thanks for your time today.